Hello and welcome to the second episode of the StatifyMMA podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Z.
What up?
Yeah, and we're gonna jump right into it, starting with this crazy card that just happened last week. Holloway Poirier 3. Very, very, I would say, exciting card. It was the
Underrated, I
third
would say.
meeting between. Yeah, definitely. It was the third meeting between Max and Dustin, and Dustin was 2-0 up. And finally, Max was able to pull it out. I mean, he almost didn't when he got dropped in that second round, but he
Pause,
came
first of
back.
all.
What did you think of the whole fight? I mean, Max
um,
showed us that at lightweight, because in featherweight, he always had the problem where he would be lighting guys up. You know, he has the record, I would say, for most significant strikes ever and most significant strikes in a fight. But his knockouts would not necessarily ever come by means of him, hitting a guy with one punch power, knocking them out instantly, Josh Emmett style. It would mostly
yeah,
come from volume.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
believe
yeah,
now at
yeah.
lightweight, we see that he has that power. And a lot of people do say that he should have been at lightweight this whole time. He knocked
Yeah.
out Justin Gaethje in the fifth round at lightweight. Almost damn near knocked out Dustin in the first round. I believe he dropped him again in the second
Yeah,
and
he
or
had
the
him
third.
wobbled badly.
Yeah, he was hurting Dustin throughout that fight, which was
Mm,
actually very, very interesting to see. And Dustin is not a chinny lightweight. He's got a good chin.
yeah,
We've seen him eat bombs from Dan Hooker. Now, granted, that was in his prime, but for Max to come up after that knockout against the Poirier, first time he's ever been knocked out like that, and then put that masterclass on Dustin, it does say a lot. And I'm excited for his future at lightweight. What do you think, Z?
man, I think I agree with most what you said. He did exceptionally well. Like I honestly didn't expect him to do this well in this fight against Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? But like this, he's just found his weight and he's like carried it quite well at this weight division. I think he was way too drained in the lower weight class. You know what I mean? Like he was. I felt like he almost like he didn't have as much power as he does now. As you said, but I don't know. It's good stuff will happen in the future, I think. But in terms of the fight, he just in the first couple, I think if I don't know, I just feel like Dustin couldn't have, even if in his prime, couldn't have beaten that Max, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
get what I'm saying?
He,
Like it's just like
yeah.
yeah,
Even in the second fight, Max took it on
yeah,
short notice, and he did very good against Dustin, against the
mm,
prime, as I always say, God King Dustin. He put up a very, very great fight against
yeah,
him, and
yeah,
this time I guess he showed us how, if he's able to do it properly, properly acclimated to the weight class. He has power in his hands because his hand
mm,
speed was crazy. And then that, the last 10 seconds in the fifth round, when Max pointed down, I know Dustin, the Gaethje flashbacks were in his mind, and he was like, "Not in my retirement fight, Max. No,
absolutely,
clinched up
man.
ASAP. Not in my retirement fight."
Yeah, because
But
the thing is, like, Dustin was like, he was about to go at it, and then, what's his name?
yeah,
Max
Max
started
started
landing
lighting him up.
some mad punches, and Dustin was like, wait, hold up.
Not in my retirement fight,
Not
man.
in my
Not in
retirement
front of
fight.
all my homies, my whole hometown. Let me just take the decision loss.
And just go home. But like the thing is, it's like Max landed 53% of his shots, which is crazy. That's crazy. It means like 53% of his shots landed. Most of them were fucking headshots as well, and to the body. But Dustin, the thing is, like, I want to commend Max's chin as well, because like Dustin
Yes.
Poirier was landing 42% of his shots, which is still crazy numbers. And for Max Holloway to be able to like take shots like that from Dustin Poirier out of all people, like we know Dustin Poirier can knock anybody out in that division. So it makes me happy to know that Max's chin might have recovered from what Illy did to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And actually, the only shot
Yeah.
that did drop Max was a
Yeah.
behind the ear shot. He hit Max. Max was trying to slip the punch, and then it kind of hit him behind the hair,
Yeah.
behind the ear, and that's when he got dropped. And then Dustin jumped the gilly. When he jumped that gilly, I think we were all like, "Oh my God! Imagine if he pulls it off, retirement fight, finally gets a gilly submission." But it was not
Yeah.
meant to be. And
Yeah,
yeah, I guess
not meant to be.
we could discuss a bit more about the BMF title. I know, and I said in the last episode that it feels like Max really does feel like he can beat Ilia Topuria because he bulked up to lightweight properly, beat Gaethje, and then went back down to 145. I feel like that was a mistake. He should have just stayed at lightweight. But I
Yeah.
mean, he got dropped by Dustin. Getting dropped by Dustin is not the worst thing in the world because he is one of the most precise and most powerful lightweights. He's one of the best lightweights of all time, like bar none. I would say greatest lightweight that was not a champion, at least in the UFC. But getting dropped by him is not the worst thing in the world. So I'm sure he's definitely gunning for that title shot next. I mean, he is the BMF. I don't know if they're gonna do another BMF fight, but he's ranked at lightweight. That's pretty good, and I guess we'll see what happens next for him. But I'm excited to see Max at lightweight, and he's still very young. He's still very young. I mean, he's taking damage over the years, but
Yeah.
now at a higher weight class, rejuvenated, doesn't have that crazy weight cut. I think he's gonna do amazing things.
Yeah, even Dana said that he's got many options. Like he's got like too many options right now, and you never hear Dana White talking like about making title fights at the press conference, like the post-fight press conference. But I'm pretty sure like after Illy and Patty's finish their squabble, if that ever happens, then that's what we're gonna see. Hopefully, that's what I want to see. To be honest, even if Illy loses to Patty, I mean, that'll be something else. That would change.
I mean,
a lot
yeah.
of things.
Just the
Yeah.
press conference, all the promo, that fight is gonna
Oh,
sell crazy.
God.
If they do it in Europe, maybe in the UK, maybe in Spain, it's gonna make a lot of money for the UFC. It's gonna turn. Ilya already is kind of a superstar. I think he has perhaps the most followers now of an active fighter on Instagram. And Paddy is already a big star, he's always been a big star, even before he even came into the UFC. So that fight is definitely going to do amazing numbers. And how about that Paulo Costa Coppola fight? Is Costa back? He was doing very good at that fight. The body kicks, the pressure. I mean, I don't know what happened with Coppola. That's not the Coppola we're used to seeing, but it feels like we finally have prime aggressive Costa back. This is the Costa that destroyed Johnny Hendricks. It's the Costa that destroyed Bambosa, the Costa that destroyed Uriah Hall. Maybe he finally has the fire back in him. I mean, that division is stacked, so I'm not sure what we do next with him. But a win over Roman Kopylov is very, very good. So there's a lot of people that are in line for title shots or are just close to title shots at middleweight. Like it may evolve. I mean, of course, we have Duplessis and Hamzat duking it out soon, and probably Imavov might be next. We still have Kaio. He's ranked number 6. Like I feel like he's due a title shot soon. For Costa, I'm not sure what we do next. I mean, maybe a fight against Cannonier, maybe a fight against Dolidze. Since Costa is ranked number 11 right now, let's just give him a couple more fights.
I think like there's like the next card, Robert Whittaker versus what's his name? Rita?
Yeah, Reiner.
Reiner, sorry, Reiner, my bad. I think the winner of that should fight Paulo Costa, to be honest. Like it makes
that's
sense.
actually very
it makes
true.
sense.
That's actually very true.
Because like Robert Whittaker and Paulo Costa is sort of like that's a fight. That's a fight that I would love to watch, to be honest. And then
I mean, it's happened before,
Yeah.
and
I'll watch again. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, it's like the last time. It feels like for the last couple of Costas fights, he's kind of been gun shy. You know, his
Yeah.
fight against Sean Strickland wasn't really the best showing of him, and he did promise after that fight that he's gonna go back to trying to take people's heads off, and we did see it in this couple of fights. So maybe he's gonna keep his
Yeah.
promise. So
Yeah.
if we see him against Whitaker again, because in that first round against Whitaker, he almost had him out with that wheel kick that he threw. So if we see an aggressive Costa, I feel like if he really does bring it to Whitaker, and we're not even sure how this fight goes with Whitaker and DeRitter, because Whitaker has that injury that he got from the Costa fight. So I mean from the Hamzat fight.
Hamza fight,
And I
yeah.
hope that does not. I hope that has not really messed him up permanently, because towards this, Whitaker has at middleweight, he's not always had the best chin, right? I guess that's been one of the reasons why fans do like him, is that he would get hurt in fights and then still come back and find a way to win. You know, like he got, he gets hurt like almost against anyone. He got dropped by Darren Till. He got hurt by Jared Cannonier. You know, in most of his fights, Izzy slapped him, damn near knocked him out 2 times in the first fight. You know, dropped him once in the second fight. So if he fights Costa again, especially this revitalized version of Costa, I feel like Costa might have a better chance. You know, if he just goes all in, blasting body kicks, block body kicks. Whitaker is one of the best middleweights of all time, but his chin leaves a lot to be desired, I would say. Just speaking about that last card that happened, how about that Kevin Holland and Danny Rodriguez fight?
Oh my god, it was insane, because Kevin
Holland,
I don't know, he came back from the dead.
He was.
That's what's the most impressive thing about Kevin Holland, because I think that, I don't know what it is. He's just got that fighter instinct where he's like, oh, you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. You know, in this weight division. You know, but I think he could have finished the fight, but I don't know. But then he just started throwing them knees, them jumping knees.
He started throwing flying knees. He had D-Rod dead to rights. Because D-Rod also had him dead to rights. I think D-Rod dropped him like twice in the second round, and one of them was bad, right? Like his eyes went, his eyes went off. He was like almost gone, dead to rights. I thought it was almost over there. And then he comes back in the third round. But that would have been a crazy comeback. But we always still love Kevin Holland. Most active fighter in the UFC for a reason. One of the most exciting fighters in the UFC for a reason. Just do not ever put him on your bet slip. Because he said it. He's like, don't bet on me. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to have fun. And I guess one more fight that we could talk about on that card was, Michael Johnson turning back the clock against Daniel Zellhuber, dropping him, putting on a masterclass. There's a meme about Michael Johnson being like he could beat John Jones one night and then lose to, I don't know, lose to CM Punk the same night. Like you never know what version of Michael Johnson you're gonna get, and it's like he just keeps showing us that he's the most 50-50 fighter of all time, but his hands have never been the problem. It's like he put the work on Zellhuber, and Zellhuber is a prospect that the UFC has really been trying to build, especially from the Mexico region. It seems like they're trying to gather a good audience there, so that kind of sets him back. But Zellhuber is still good. I think he's young, so he can definitely still come back from that. Just I would say moving on to some current news, some fight announcements. We have Aspinall versus Gane for the heavyweight title. I mean, Gane has had, if this fight does happen, he's had, I would say, 4 title shots in his last 4 fights. In his last 5 fights, I think. Yeah, it's like, of course, he did win the one against Derek Lewis. He got wrestled against Ngannou. John subbed him easily. Like he's good, but at what point do we start saying that like these title shots for him are getting ridiculous? But the problem is, who else is there? I mean, I feel like Volkov did win that fight, but the problem is Aspinall has beat Volkov already, so that fight would not even be easy to sell or exciting to sell.
Legit.
Yeah, like
honestly,
Aspinall
this
has
is the
beat
only
Volkov.
fight you could have made, to be honest.
Yeah. But then I think we're even discussing that if Aspinall for some reason manages to lose against Gant, John Jones will be the the campaign he will go on.
I mean, I would need to turn off Twitter just not to see what this man's gonna say. To be honest, because it's gonna be insane. Like, I mean, styles make fights. Like, I personally think that if Arsenal doesn't get rid of Cyril Gane in the first round, John Jones will still talk trash about it. You know what I mean? It'll just be not as bad, but it'll just still be bad. Be like, oh, I got rid of him in the first round, and you couldn't even get rid of him in the first round. You know what I mean? It's just that type of thing. But I think it's an interesting fight because Cyril Gane, I don't know, out of all the people Tom's fought, I don't know if he's the best striker, but I'm guessing he's the best striker for some reason. Like, out of all
I would say definitely the best striker.
Yeah,
I would say the best other striker that Aspinall has fought would maybe be Volkov, and he got rid of him easily.
Yeah,
and Gane went life and death with Volkov. I thought Volkov won that fight.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Volkov won that fight. That fight was a robbery.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
So
the
you think they
Gane
just
versus
gave it to
Volkov
him?
fight. Yes. I mean, I don't know, with UFC judging, stuff be all over the place, but, on paper, Gane did win.
They'll be trying to set up the next fight, hey.
Yeah, and I guess Gane kind of does have a bigger name than Volkov. Volkov is probably going to be fighting, I believe he's most likely going to be fighting Jonathan Almeida, so we'll see with that. If Volkov wins that, next title shot, I'm sure guaranteed. But with
I think
Gane...
Is it Alexander Volkov?
Yeah, Alexander Volkov.
Yeah, he's the co-main event for the...
Yeah, he's the co-main.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's actually it's actually going to be a good showing for us to kind of see both of them on the same night, and it's like winner of each fight fights winner, and then maybe losers could fight the losers. But one thing that's actually kind of interesting is, how everyone says Aspinall, we've never seen him in a third round, in a fourth round, in a fifth round. We have seen Gane go over all 5 rounds. We've seen him go all 5 rounds with Ngannou before. Granted, Ngannou did have no knees and he didn't have any power, but we've seen that at least he does kind of have the cardio to push it. So what happens if Tom Aspinall is not able to finish Gane in the first 2 rounds? Because we've seen Gane get dropped bad by Taito Ivasa and then come back and put a beating on him.
Yes.
He
came back.
I mean, I'm finding it hard seeing a world where Aspinall just knocks out Gane.
Same.
And the thing is, Gane, right? Like, his wrestling and his grappling leaves a lot to be desired, but he's lost his last 2 title shots just due to grappling. So I feel like at this point, especially if it's going to be fighting Aspinall, he already has the striking skills. I don't think he needs to get better at that. But for the grappling, I hope he's been training wrestling this whole time. Now, training wrestling against John Jones, that's a very tall task, right? Like, it doesn't matter how much wrestling training or wrestling defense you do, you're not going to be better than John Jones. But with Aspinall, right, like, Gane is also huge. Like, he's 6'4", he's a natural heavyweight as well, also fast. I'm not sure if he's faster than Tom Aspinall. Also very good striker. He has very good kicks, very good footwork, very good distance management. So if he's able to survive those first few rounds against Tom Aspinall, could we see a case where Aspinall kind of gasses out? That would be a terrible scenario, because if you gas out against Gane, he will pick you apart and find that knockout, right? Like what he did to Taito Ivasa. Ty literally had a flash knockout against him, and he got back up, composed himself and just put a beating on him and then put him away. So I feel like everyone's kind of thinking that Tom Aspinall is just gonna win this, but I think it might be closer than we think.
Yeah, I think it's closer than anyone thinks. Like, everyone's saying it's gonna be an easy fight for Tom Aspinall, but I struggle, like you said, I struggle to see a world where Gane just stands there as Tom blitzes at him and just allows him just to get knocked out. And I'm like, no way. Like, he's going to, like, slip, move, and anything. Like,
his footwork is amazing, too.
Yeah, it's incredible. But do you see a world where Tom probably out wrestles him? That's one thing I do see. Like, I think he might use like a similar game plan to what Ngannou had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Ngannou had no knees, like you said. But like,
Yeah.
I think if Tom can't take him down, the fight changes instantly. I think.
Yes.
Like if
That
he
changes
stops
instantly.
one takedown, Tom's gonna be like, shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm very, very excited for that fight. Very, very excited for that fight. And now, moving on to the Ankalaev versus Pereira fight too. It seems like Pereira was able to tug on the heartstrings enough. Because if you remember a while back, he put out that tweet, sort of like bashing the UFC, and then he said he got hacked.
Oh,
And
he
DC
did?
was like, he did not get hacked. DC said he didn't
This
do
is
that
me.
stuff. Yeah, and then he got the boss call. He got the boss call from the UFC, and he deleted it, posted a IG post, oh guys, I got hacked. But I guess he has the rematch now. I mean, for me,
What did he say?
I think it was some stuff of, he's being treated unfairly, and he might think of retiring or leaving the UFC. And I guess he got the boss call from someone that was like, yo, get back in line, or like stay in line, because I
Gossip.
guess he was really pushing for the rematch, of course, but he got washed in that fight. Ankalaev beat him from pillar to post, and the problem is that Ankalaev should have been champ, as we know. He already fought for the title. I think he won that fight against Jan, but of course it was a draw, and then he had to fight at least 3 more times before he even got a chance. And then when he finally got a chance, he showed that he should have been the champ this whole time. So this rematch, I mean, Pereira is an amazing striker, one of the greatest strikers of all time. So there's always a chance in the fight, but the speed that Ankalaev showed in the fight, how he was able to disrupt Pereira's rhythm, how, he didn't even need to really go to the wrestling that much. He did try a bunch of times, but it was mainly just to stall the action. He never actually used his takedowns to win the fight. He won it on the feet. His southpaw stance, those straight shots, which we always have known Pereira is kind of susceptible to. Yes, and then damn near dropped him in that second round. How do you think this second fight goes? I mean, Pereira always has a chance, especially since he's a striker. He's so powerful, but he didn't really do anything significant in that fight. Maybe he can make some changes, but Ankalaev he just seems to be on a different level.
I mean, I heard a rumor that Alex Pereira was injured in the fight, or had injuries as well. And, I don't know if that's the reason why, but for me, it honestly looked like just someone being outclassed, like striking.
Yes. Yes.
Like Ankalaev had an answer for everything that Alex Pereira had, and the thing is like, I don't like. It's like the power shots weren't even affecting Ankalaev like that, and it's like his shots weren't landing as like clean as they did on people like Izzy, or like even what's that guy's
Yuri,
name? Or
Hill,
Yuri, or like unreal
Roundtree.
people. Roundtree. It didn't land that well, and I think the previous fight with Roundtree, had revealed what might happen in the next fight with Ankalaev, if you know what I mean. Like, I think Ankalaev studied that fight because Roundtree actually had a lot of success with that fight with Alex Pereira, and I think they would have taken a lot from that fight. But I don't know, in the next fight, I don't see Alex Pereira winning that easily, but the power from Alex Pereira is never to
It's
be
always a
underestimated.
factor.
It's
Yeah,
always a
it's
factor.
always a
It
factor.
could
It's always a
change
factor.
the fight. It could change the fight. But the thing is, it's Ankalaev could just take him down and keep him down.
Yeah.
You know what I
There's
mean?
always
That's
that.
the thing.
So
That's why.
I
That's
guess
why it's tough.
Because honestly, I was not expecting. Ankalaev is a good striker. He's a very good counter striker, straight shots. And this is one thing that a lot of people really don't understand, is that he actually has been primarily a striker, right? Of course, he's Dagestani. He has amazing wrestling. But most of the time, he does not need to use it. Most of his wins come by knockout. He damn near knocked out Johnny Walker 2 times, knocked out Ian Kutalaba, I would say 2 times. He he outclassed Rakic on the feet. You know,
And his
like
only loss was so
he's
unlucky too.
yeah, he was winning that fight against Paul Craig until he tapped at, I
The
think, with just
triangle.
a couple seconds left on the clock. So, and since then he's been on a tear in the light heavyweight division. So I guess I'm curious to see how that fight turns out. Um, I understand why the UFC booked it, because Pereira is a big star, and right now, you know, there's not really any other clear number one, because Yuri already lost two times to. Like, he already had two title shots already. He lost to Pereira two times. Oberg is number three right now. He just beat Jan, so maybe he could go next after that. Roundtree just beat Hill, and he's fighting Yuri next. So I guess what we could potentially do is, Ankalaev versus Pereira, whoever wins that. If Ankalaev wins, then he could fight Oberg next. And then if
Yeah.
Pereira loses that, maybe if Yuri wins against Roundtree, we could see a third fight between Yuri and Pereira. Because I know Yuri really wants to get that back. Even after his last fight against Hill, he said he wants to get it back against Pereira. And if he gets that rematch against Pereira and then wins this time, then the UFC have to give him a title shot. Because he's not lost to anybody not named Alex Pereira in the UFC.
I don't.
He knocked
honestly,
out
I think-
Rakic.
I
He knocked
just-
out Rakic.
The thing is with Yuri, he's just like he's too ruthless. Like if you're fighting someone like Alex
Pereira, you have
need
to be
have your hands
patient.
up. That's,
Yeah. He
it's
just
not even
lunges
patient.
straight in.
Have your hands up. At least.
Yeah. That's true. But I feel like in the Hill fight, he showed some changes, because the Hill fight was spectacular for Yuri. He was countering, he was flowing. He dropped, I think he dropped Hill like 2 or 3 times. He did very, very good in that fight. And this fight against Roundtree, I guess, is gonna let us see, because both of them fought Pereira. I would say Roundtree had more success than Yuri, right? And Roundtree also seems to have learned a lot, because Roundtree fought Hill and then beat him all 5 rounds. Like it was almost a wash against Hill. And I think Roundtree also went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he mentioned that in that fight, the first 2 rounds, I think he got it. He was up, and then in the third round, he took a bit of damage and it was kind of slowing down. And it was his first 5-rounder, so his coaches told him that, okay, it's your 4th round, you're up. And it might have been a coaching thing, because he thought that they were telling him, okay, just go. But he was like, the mistake that he made in that fight was essentially that he, in the 4th round, he should have just maybe not coasted, but just move around a bit, try to use his footwork, try to evade some shots, and then pick his shots carefully. But in the 4th round, he just went guns blazing, which he thinks was the thing that cost him the fight. Yeah, he thinks that was the thing that cost him the fight. And I would say this fight against Yuri is really going to show us what's the next step for the light heavyweight division. We'll see if Yuri is better, if Hill is better. I feel like it's going to be a very amazing striking fight, because both of them are very good. They both have power. They both are amazing strikers, and it's going to be a treat for all the fans. I guess the fans are the ones that win. And then next we have also Morale versus Sandhagen, which is an interesting fight. Very, very interesting fight.
The GOAT! The machine!
Yeah. I mean, it's like, how do we even... Because Sandhagen has been one of my favorite bantamweights for a very long time, but it seems like every time he gets a chance to fight someone that's on the elite, he makes a mistake in his game plan. Against Umar, he was focused too much on the takedowns, right? Against TJ, which I do think he won that fight. I rewatched that fight recently. He won that fight 100%, because he was beating the crap out of TJ.
The brakes out of
sliding him up. He blew out his knee. He was landing spinning shots. He was landing uppercuts. He did very good. He busted him up bad. But I guess because TJ was just pushing the pace in the judges' eyes, it seemed like he won the fight. But finally, he gets his title shot. We're gonna see. Merab is looking unstoppable right now, and it's gonna be very hard to beat him. I mean, the only way, I would say, the best path to success for Corey in this fight is, landing something crazy in the first couple rounds. Because Merab, yeah, we've seen him get dropped. We've seen him get hurt multiple times. Marais damn near had him out of there. But then Moraes gassed out trying to finish him, and then Merab just came back. But we're also seeing Merab now. Now he's submitted people. He just submitted Sean O'Malley. Like, that was one of his criticisms for a long time, is that, okay, of course you're outclassing these guys, but you're not finishing them. You just, punch, wrestle. Punch, wrestle. That was the criticism against him. But he got O'Malley out of there early. And O'Malley is one of the most dynamic strikers, I would say, damn near in UFC history. And that was an improved version of O'Malley. So I'm very, very excited for this fight.
I'm saying Corey should body shots after body shots after body shots.
Yeah, flying knees.
Like I wouldn't even aim for the head. Like, I'll aim for the body just to try get this man tired within 2 rounds. Cause even like this man's cardio is his best weapon. I think his cardio is his best weapon. And
it's unreal. It's actually
unreal. And also his fighting IQ, I think, is second to that. That's what it's crazy, because it's like we said last time, he just gets better and better and better. Like, and he just like sees what your game plan is and diverts and actually finds a way to actually get better throughout the fight to beat you. But Corey Sandhagen, like you said, he always seems to fumble in these big fights. Like, he just has this, I don't know what it is. It's like a Dustin Poirier type of energy that he has when he comes to this big fight. But like, I've been seeing him on like social media, and him like his new, like, not character, but like being more like entertaining and stuff. And I'm like, that's a pretty good side. But is he gonna be able to be that, not entertaining, but comfortable in the ring and being himself? That's what I think his issue is, like being scared of the takedown and forgetting that he can strike and can wrestle a little bit as well. But I think he has a better chance than most people say. But it's just, for me, it's sort of like if he loses, that's sort of, it's like, what's next for Merab? Like, is he gonna move up a weight class and fight? The weight class above the champion is Volkanovski, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he said he stated he does not want to fight Volkanovski. Yeah, I also
I wouldn't too.
Would not want to fight Volkanovski.
But that's the only thing that makes sense, though. But if he said that, then he probably, I don't know who's next in that division for him to beat, because he's beat everyone. Maybe we can get Aljo to come down and fight him, but he's not going to fight him because they're best friends. I mean, I honestly see why Aljo was like, I'm going to move up a weight class as soon as because he was probably getting whooped in the gym by Merab. I see. I see why he's like, no, I'm not gonna fight him. He's my friend. I don't want to fight him. Nah, we all know what was happening in that gym.
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
I'm just speculating. I'm talking trash.
Yeah. True. Fair. Definitely fair. I would say that's definitely fair. Even anytime they ask Merab about that, because you always see the reporters, even while Aljo was champ and Merab was kind of like waiting in the wings, people were trying to like instigate and stuff, but they would always be like, no, we're brothers. And I kind of understand that, because I feel we don't know the relationship between them, and there's certain people where it's like, you don't know what they've been through. You don't know if one of them has lived on the other's couch before. You don't know if they are like truly deep friends. And it's like, we've seen bad blood matchups in the UFC before, like with Kobe and Masvidal. We saw how ugly that got. They used to be best friends. Those kind of fights, they sell the best, but it's like that relationship is over.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but then Masvidal got his lick back, didn't he? But not in the
he got his lick back, and then Kobe sued him. Or could we
Yeah.
call the cops? What was it? Yeah, but yeah,
Fair enough.
essentially it's like you are right because Marab.
Yeah.
Just looking at the rankings right now, we have Sean O'Malley number one. He's beat
Mm.
him twice. Umar number two. He beat him. Yan he already beat. He's fighting Corey next. Song Yedong, he hasn't really done enough to get a title shot. Figgy just lost. Cheeto is nowhere near a title shot right now. Mario Batista actually is kind of interesting because he just beat Patchy Mix, who came from, you know,
Mm.
I think Bellator, right? And Patchy was very good, but he had sat out for a while, so he seemed kind of flat-footed in that fight. So it might maybe Mario Batista is the one who ends up dethroning Marab. That would be hilarious,
That
actually.
would be
Not Rob Font.
funny.
Yeah. Cejudo is number 10, and Marab already beat him. Um, we have Marcus McGee, who's fighting Peter Yan. Actually, I believe on the same card. So, no, actually, they're fighting on the next card that we're going to be talking about. So, if Marab wins this fight against Corey, right, we could see a situation where the winner of Peter Yan versus Marcus McGee takes that. If Corey wins, it makes the division a lot more exciting again, because like then you could do Corey versus Umar rematch. You could do Corey versus Peter Yan rematch. You could do Corey versus Song Yedong rematch. You know, you could do Corey versus Cheeto. You know, it makes it more exciting. But Marab being there right now, you know, just as a result of his dominance, is costing. It's a very good division, and it has amazing fighters in it. But just because of Marab's dominance, it's kind of similar to flyweight as well. Like both of them are just so dominant. Actually, when you think of it, maybe the UFC could solve the problem that way. It's like if Marab beats Corey, just have Pantoja move up. But the problem is Pantoja has expressed no interest in moving up. He's like, I want to defend my title. I'm fine here. He's like, I'm fine. Just keep feeding me, guys. Just keep feeding me flyweight. Literally, they've had to pull flyweights from Japan. They've had to pull, you know, people making their debut just to try to beat this guy. And it's like he beats every single one of them, every single one. So it's actually a very interesting thing. So at what point does UFC just say, okay, guys, we know both of you don't want to move up or don't want to do that, but it's like, here's however much money you want. Both of you fight each other. You know, let's try to fix this problem.
Even at a catch weight or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
but the thing is, the titles, they still have the titles though with that, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. But a situation where, you know, Pantoja moves up to fight Marab could be very interesting. It depends on how much money they're offering. They're gonna offer Pantoja, but Pantoja does deserve it, right? Like he's like 11-0 against the division, right? He's looking unstoppable right now, and he's getting the guys out of there faster, right? Like what he just did to Kai Kara France was phenomenal, right? And of course we have Joshua Van, but the thing is, yeah, Van is very good, but he's also very young, and he's never went 5 rounds. Of course, he did do very good against Royval, but Royval didn't shoot a single takedown, right? Like Royval was just, of course, raw dog in that fight, as is his nickname. But if he had just, because both of them, it was essentially just striking for 3 rounds straight. Just striking 3 rounds straight. None of them wanted to take a step back. I don't think Pantoja is gonna be like that. The first side, Pantoja is going for that takedown immediately.
It's gonna be Hamza versus Kevin Holland all over.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't think there's a flyweight on the planet that can like effectively stop a Pantoja scramble. Like maybe the first one you defend, maybe the second one you defend, but he's not going to stop. He's relentless. You know, he's gonna keep going until he gets that takedown, he gets your back, and his Brazilian jiu-jitsu is just disgusting. You know, he gets on these guys' backs and it's like they look like they're drowning. Like what he did to Kai Kara France, he just you know, it was, oh my god. And Kai is a very good striker. He has very good takedown defense, right? But Pantoja just showed that there's levels. And I guess next fight that we could talk about, the Diego Lopez versus John Silva. You know, Lopez coming off a loss against Volkanovski. He did very good in that fight. It was just, I guess, it's just the moment, you know, and it was a very strange fight because it was a Volkanovski coming off of 2 losses after being, you know, pound for pound #1, you know, being called potentially one of, if not the greatest fighter of all time, goes up to lightweight, has a very close fight against Islam that a lot of people thought he did win. You know, comes back down, beats Yair, goes back up again on short notice, gets head kick, fights Ilya very shortly after that. I feel like it was just a string of bad decisions. And then he took some time off, came back against a very bad matchup, right? A very hard hitter who's a dog, and then Volk showed that he still got it. But Lopez also showed that he's kind of championship caliber.
Yes.
Like he just
Yes.
needs to make a couple adjustments, and I feel like he could have made that fight against Volkanovski more competitive. He wasn't really cutting off the cage. He just kept following Volk, and that's just playing into Volk's game. Like he can do that all day. He would keep tagging you from outside. He would keep fucking slipping punches and everything. Yeah, and it's like it seemed like Lopez just kept getting frustrated. Even in the fifth round, he started screaming at him, and Volk was like, "Nope, pops him with the jab, steps back, pops him with the jab, steps back." It's like, I'm taking my belt. I'm leaving here with that belt. You're not gonna bait me into. He's like, I'm not Max Holloway, bro.
Lopez was trying to rage bait Volkanovski.
Yeah, he's trying to. Volk is like, that does not work here, my man.
Not today.
That
not
does
today.
not work here.
That's
Not
great.
today. Yeah,
Nah,
and then John
I see-
Silver.
I see
Yeah, go.
Lopez. I do see Diego Lopez getting like another title shot, to be honest, because he is very good, very good. Because I don't think that was the best version of himself when he was fighting Volkanovski. To be honest, I felt like if he pressured a little bit or cut off the octagon a little bit more,
The cage, yeah.
the cage a little bit more, the fight would have been completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, because he did drop
yeah.
Volk. Like,
Yeah, he did,
one
he
point
did.
he dropped Volk was when he finally got him up against the cage. Dropped him, but Volk came back up, and it's like if he was able to do that more consistently over 5 rounds, he had 5 rounds to do that, and he also showed that he has the cardio to go 5 rounds. So it's not a situation that he got gassed out. It's just his game plan just seemed off. He has the power. He has excellent grappling. His striking, he's got the power, but going tit for tat against Volkanovski is
just
a
not
hard
something
task
you can
for
Yeah,
anyone, right?
Yeah, even Ilya Poirier was not having much success in that striking scene until he did what he did. But it's just like Ilya was patient. He was patient.
Yeah.
And he kept on pushing the pace, and then once he got him to the cage, where Volkanovski can't go nowhere and he's pretty much stuck there, and he's like that's when Ilya took advantage. And I think that Diego Lopez got to that point, dropped Volkanovski, but didn't continue doing that same game plan and actually pushing him to the cage. And I think that's where Volkanovski's weakest position in the octagon is. Just when he's on the cage, he's like, and you're trying to strike with him, he's like, he can't slip the punches like he usually do or move back, because he's always moving his head back every time you throw a punch.
He's always moving his
trying
head
to
back.
find that space. Yeah, but it's just like Diego Lopez didn't register, if you know.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess this fight against John Silva, who is on an absolute tear, by the way, who looks phenomenal. His striking is disgusting, right? Like he's a fan favorite. Just finished Bryce Mitchell in insane fashion. Dropped him, subbed him, starts barking at the camera. I feel like that's a very, very good fight. Lopez versus John Silva, because both of them have power. Both of them have very good grappling, so it's kind of like, I feel like this might potentially be one of the best fights of the year.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm
And they're
very
both
excited to
Mexican,
see how
right?
that happens.
No, he's Brazilian. John Silva's Brazilian.
Yeah. John Silva is Brazilian.
Oh,
Lopez.
man. Yeah, this guy's a dog.
Yeah.
This guy-
That's actually a
gonna
very,
be
very exciting
good
fight.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm
good
very excited
fight.
to see how that fight goes. And then I guess lastly, we could speak about this upcoming card coming up this weekend. So let's speak a bit about the undercard, and then we end it with the main event. So we have Shara Magomedov against Marc-Andre Barriault. So Shara just suffered his first loss against MVP. He finally met a striker that was more dynamic than him. Marc-Andre Barriault is also a pretty good striker, but I feel like the UFC is kind of giving Shara like a layup fight, right? They're like, let's give him
Yeah.
somebody that's not super dynamic, so he
Mm,
can get back in the win column. But the thing is, Mark Andre
mm.
Barrion, he's actually he might be a bad matchup for Shara because
Really?
in his fight against Chris Curtis, right, he showed that he can be patient and pick his shots properly. And Chris Curtis
Mm,
is a good striker, right, who
mm,
maintains distance very well. And Andre Barriault gave him a very, very difficult fight. So it might actually end up backfiring for the UFC because Shara,
mm,
right, like we've seen him do good against like tentative guys, but that's kind of Mark Andre Barriault's game.
mm.
But
I see.
I know what the UFC is expecting. They're probably expecting Chara to just, go in there, get a highlight reel knockout, and then, his hype is back. But this
He's
fight might
had,
actually be
yeah.
more difficult than seen. But I guess we'll see how it goes.
And
Uh,
this guy won. Not Shara. What's his name again? Ma Marquise?
Mark Andre Barrio.
Mark Andre Barra. Yeah, yeah. Mark Andre Barra. He won his last fight by TKO in the first round against someone who has a Bruno Silva, who has not the best record, but he has the experience, like a lot of
Yeah, and he has
experience.
a crazy chin.
Yeah,
Even Pereira could not knock him out.
yeah. Insane. So I'm saying he probably has a better chance than most people think.
Yeah, a very, very, very interesting fight. I mean, it would be interesting
Mm,
to see how Shara does against someone who has a bit of experience,
mm,
more patient style, and then does that. And then we have Bryce Mitchell against Said Nurmagomedov. Bryce
mm.
finally dropped down from featherweight to bantamweight. I feel like he should have done that because, right, like he's good, right? He's got very good wrestling, very good scrambles, but
Mm.
I feel like once he started getting towards the top of featherweight, those guys were just too big, right? Like Ilya dropped him just the way Ilya just folded him
He
like
was playing ping pong with
laundry.
it.
Yes, yes. So he was wearing every
Mm,
single shot, right? He
mm,
was wearing every single shot, and then with Silva just bullied him,
mm,
subbed him, and it's like I guess finally he made the decision to be like, okay, maybe I actually do need to cut weight. Let me go back.
mm.
Let me go down to bantamweight because at the top, like these featherweights are huge actually, and
I was saying that in the last fight, like the muscles on these people. I'm like, there is no way you're a featherweight.
yeah, yeah, he should
There's
have been
no
cutting. So I
way.
think this is a good, yeah, this is actually a very very good decision for him. Now the person he's fighting against, Said Nurmagomedov, is actually very very good, but it's gonna be kind of like a. I think people might be thinking it's a grappler versus grappler matchup, but Said is actually a pretty good striker, right? He's actually a
Oh,
pretty good striker. So I'm curious to see how this fight goes. Maybe Bryce Mitchell shows us that, at bantamweight, he has a bit more power, he has a bit more, strength in his wrestling. Maybe he does a master class. I would be excited to see that.
mm,
But yeah, at least he's made a change. We'll see what that does for his career because I know he's one of the guys that the UFC was kind of banking on becoming a star. I mean, he does have a good name already, but these
Bryce Mitchell.
losses he suffered, yeah, yeah, these losses he suffered recently have kind of hurt his stock. But if he starts
Yeah.
again at bantamweight, maybe he goes on a Buckley run,
Mm.
where he just starts submitting bantamweights left and right, and then eventually challenges Marab. But we'll see, because he is
We'll see.
good, but it just seemed like the physicality was causing him problems at the top end.
Yeah, the power, the strength of those guys. The
Yeah,
strength of those
yeah,
guys. And I think Bryce Mitchell is a little chinny, to be honest. His chin is suspect. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
His
yeah,
chin is
yeah,
suspect.
and
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
That's definitely something that we have to see. Then
Yeah.
we have Jan versus Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee is on a tear right now, right? I think he's
Mm.
undefeated in the UFC.
Mm.
Um, his last fight, he had a very very good fight against Martinez. Kind of shut him down. The one before that was against Bolanos, KO TKO. Last one before that was against Bice, another KO. He also beat Newson as well. That one against Bolanos is the meme where everyone is like, Marcus McGee always KO'd Ilya already KO'd Ilya Topuria because Bolanos kind of looks like Ilya. And that knockout
Yeah,
was
true, true, true,
crazy
true.
because it's
That
like
was
head
insane.
kick into, I think it was a hook, drops him, finishes him. So Marcus is
Definitely.
actually a pretty good striker.
A very good
But
strike. And yeah.
being a pretty good striker does not really get you far against Peter Yan, because
Uh,
Yan is like the striker. I mean, we've seen him come off a kind of rough patch, but it seems like
yeah.
he's rejuvenated now because it seems like he's reinvigorated, right? Like he wants to go for the title because he just beat Figgy. A very, very good fight. And Figueredo is no slouch. Figueredo is no slouch. He did very good in that fight. He beat Yadong before that. Of course, he lost to Marab before that, and he also had that close fight with O'Malley. And there's the Sterling fights as well. But it seems like
Yeah.
Jan is back now, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna show you guys why I was bantamweight champion.
Yeah,
in the
he's
first
gaining
place. So,
momentum. He's gaining momentum.
yeah, he's gaining momentum again because it's like
Yeah.
that 3-fight skid that he went on was not good for him because it seemed like he just was struggling to pull the trigger, and Yan has always been kind of a slow starter, and
Yeah,
it would hurt
yeah,
him a lot in
yeah.
fights, right? Where it's like, he gets better as the fight goes on. But now, I guess he has a chance against Marcus McGee. If he goes in there, knocks out Marcus McGee,
Oh,
then he
man.
puts himself back in title contention. That
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
puts him back in title contention.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think you're right. I think McGee needs to take advantage of the slow starts on Perion. But the thing is like you can't take too much advantage. I don't know how to put it. You can't take too much advantage of Perion because he will make reads
Yeah.
as the fight goes. So you can't do the whole game plan throughout the first thing. Just take advantage. Try to take him down. I don't know how good McGee's wrestling game is. I think he's a striker, right?
Yes, he's mostly a striker.
Yeah, he's mostly a striker. So I don't know how good his ground game is. I think that might be his downfall because Perion is a master of all. He's primarily a striker, but I think he has damn near gotten a lot of wrestling experience, and he is a brutal straight shooter. And if Marcus McGee beats Perion, to me, give that nigga a goddamn title shot. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but please give him a title shot because if beating Perion is a tough task, and I feel like Perion beating him does give Perion a title shot, but a title shot content he has an opportunity to get a title shot or get like another fight to give him a fight. But McGee, this is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is the golden ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
if you beat Perion, then you have proven more than Perion beating you. If you know what I mean.
Yes, definitely.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully he does. I mean, he has to go in there, try to do his best. If
Yeah.
he somehow finds a way to make it work, especially with the state that the division is in right now, it can be an easy title shot. And then maybe he's been the dark horse this whole time. Maybe he's
Crazy.
been the one, the chosen one.
Yeah.
To
The
conquer
chosen one.
Marab.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Marab's kryptonite.
Yeah, has just been Marcus McGee this whole time. I mean, he already knocked out to Poirier, so it's like knocking.
Yeah, of course.
If he gets a title shot, I would not be surprised if he ends up knocking out Marab. But yeah.
Man,
Now
we hella salty at Taporia, ain't we? He's knocked out our favorite fighters. Now we just people finding lookalikes to say that he's got
look
knocked
alike.
out.
That's how good he is. But he deserves it. He's
Yeah.
amazing. He's amazing. Then of course we have the main event, the fight of the night, Robert Whittaker versus Rainier the Ritter. Very, very good fight. I feel like this is a chance for both of them to kind of separate each other from the pack at middleweight, because middleweight is kind of, I wouldn't say a mess right now, but you have Duplessis versus Hamzat next. You have Imavov there. You have Sean Strickland. He's not getting a title shot anytime soon. You have Izzy who's there. Izzy is always like Izzy's always like one good win away from a title shot.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You have Kyle, who I feel like should definitely be next, or if not next, right after his next fight, he could. You have Jared, who has had some bad losses, some close calls. I would say like he's had 2 fights where I feel like he got screwed in, right? Like he could have come back, but then he had that very very good comeback win against RoboCop that kind of puts him back in there. You know, you have Anthony Hernandez, you have Brendan Allen, who just had a very good win against Marvin Vettori, but he's kind of ranked lower. You have Costa, who just did very, very good against Kopylov. And I guess this fight with RDR and Whitaker, both of them, either of them has a chance to do something very, very interesting this weekend. So Whitaker, of course, coming off a loss against Chimaev, submission in the first round. Not really ashamed losing to Hamzat. I mean, Hamzat literally broke his teeth in, so it's like he's like that's a very tough one to come back for, and I hope that he doesn't have any lingering issues from them. But the fight before that, he knocked out Aliskerov in the first round. Now, granted, it was short notice for Aliskerov, but still, he knocked him out in the first round. Like Bobby Knuckles has not knocked out anyone in a long time.
In a while.
That was very, very interesting, and that's actually a win that I think is gonna age very, very well for Whitaker, because even after that fight, Aliskerov came back and knocked out Muniz in the first round. So that's a win that's gonna age very, very well for Whitaker. So Whitaker still has it, but RDR is just on a tear right now. You know, like former one double champion. He did lose to Anatoly, but Anatoly looks like a heavyweight. And Anatoly was a heavyweight, and he came down. You know, he beat RDR at light heavyweight, who went down to middleweight, beat him there. It's like he just looked too big. Like, I do not blame RDR for those losses. Like, Anatoly looked like the Hulk. How do you fight him? He looked like the Hulk, right? Like, and like he's shown that he is UFC caliber, because he came in, you know, subbed GM3, one of the best middleweight grapplers of all time, subbed him, you know, subbed Kevin Holland in the first round, and then knocked out Bo Nickel, right? I feel like that's what really put everyone on notice, and it's like that surprised a lot of people, but it should have not been surprising, because this guy was a double champion in ONE FC. And some people clown on ONE FC, but they have very good fighters there.
They have
like maybe it's not as deep as the UFC, but they definitely do have good fighters there. And he was champ, like he was undefeated until Anatoly, but he was undefeated there. And now he's in the UFC, so it's here.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a very, very, like I'm very, very intrigued about this fight. And what do you think?
Man, I think I agree with everything you said, to be honest, but it's just like, is Robert Whitaker always comes back. That's one thing I've seen. Like, he always comes back from his losses, but like with such an injury, is he gonna lose his teeth with the first jab that he receives? You know what I mean? That's the sort of concerns I have. You know what I mean? But like, it's just like I don't know. Robert Whitaker, his style is been the same throughout since the beginning, like the bounty type, sort of like kickboxing style of fighting, and I think like that has its advantages and like disadvantages. I think that there's a lot of advantages that he can take. There's a lot of things that you can take, but the thing is, it's just like fuck it. I don't know if this guy has had as much experience as Robert Whitaker, to be honest, but I don't know who wins this fight. That's the thing. It's a very tough one to pick. It's interesting. I don't know who's gonna win it, but I just think and know it's gonna be very entertaining, and we're gonna be given lots of violence.
yeah, definitely.
Lots of sweet violence.
You know, it's a 5-rounder, right?
It's a 5-rounder?
RDR is a finisher. It's a 5-rounder main event. So RDR is a finisher. All his wins in the UFC so far are by finish, and he's finishing guys that are not like typically don't get finished. Like he submitted GM3. He submitted GM3, submitted Kevin Holland in the first round, which is not that easy, right? Like people clown on Kevin Holland, but he's actually pretty good on the ground, right? Like, yeah, he submitted Kevin in the first round.
And his
knocked out
striking is not too
Onyeko.
bad, right?
Yeah, his striking is not. I mean, he showed that he's like. I wanted to remind you guys that I'm Dutch. I got that Dutch kickboxing. Just knees Onyeko into submission. Right,
Yes.
watching that fight live was crazy because it was, people were sleeping on him, but we're expecting Onyeko to at least do something. But he just those knees to the body just crushed him. And Onyeko tried fighting back, but he just kept like his timing, distance management, like he just kept digging those knees to the body. Now, of course, you should not take that same approach against Whitaker.
Yeah,
but
you can't do that.
Duplessis has kind of laid the blueprint for beating Whitaker. It's like just intercept his blitzes.
Yeah, legit.
And the thing is, Whitaker has. I don't think at this point in his career, I don't think he really has the. Like, I don't think he would even want to like change his style because he's always just been the karate stance blitz guy.
Yeah.
Blitzes in, and in most of his losses, actually not even just most of his losses, most of his opponents take advantage of that. Even Darren Till took advantage of that, dropped him with a crazy elbow. So Duplessis was just the first guy where it's like he made it so efficient. But even Izzy did that too. When Izzy knocked him down in the first round in their first fight, was Whitaker blitzing. Izzy intercepted, dropped him. Of course, the clock ran out, and then even the second knockdown and the knockout was also Whitaker blitzing and him catching it. It's just Duplessis really reminded us that okay, he has a very good style, and it's kind of like hard to figure out, but Duplessis with his strength and size, right? He's huge. Showed that like if you just intercept his movement it's like he will knock himself out.
He will essentially move his chin to your right hand.
Yeah, to your right hand. And RDR seems to be a very, very intellectual fighter because he does not approach every fight the same, right? Like he seems to me like a guy that studies the game, right? Because he's a submission guy, right? He's very good on the ground, but with Onyeko, he's like, okay, this guy is a Division 1 NCAA champion. It's like probably I shouldn't try to engage this guy in the grappling. Let me just knee him into submission. So if he's able to do a good game plan against Robert Whitaker, like at this point everybody knows how Whitaker fights. Unless Whitaker comes in and he's like, okay, I'm changing my stance right now. Okay, I'm no more a karate stance guy. I'm I'm a boxer wrestler like Ilia Poirier, or it's like it shows us okay, I've actually been training in Thailand for the last 6 months. I'm I'm Whitaker Fairtex now or something like that. If that's not the case, I feel like RDR might have this one in the bag because his bag is just deeper. Very good submission skills. His striking might not be the flashiest, but it's extremely effective, right? And Whitaker, and he also has a very good chin because his losses against Anatoly, it's just that guy was huge, man. That guy was huge. That guy was huge. I do not blame him for any of those losses. Like, I really don't blame him. And I don't blame him for leaving one after that. Because it's like, what am I supposed to do against this guy? I really do think... Yeah, I really do think RDR might have it in the bag. But of course, Whitaker can always surprise us. He's a former champ for a reason. And yeah, he's got a deep bag as well, but I'm picking RDR to win this one. If not by early knockout, I'm thinking maybe like a late submission.
I agree. I think submission is the best thing. I think Whitaker's still, his striking is still good enough for him to evade the shots from RDR. But I don't know if his wrestling is as good as... he always gets hurt. Yeah, I don't know if his wrestling is as good as RDR's, to be honest.
Yeah. And actually, what has saved him most of the time is that, middleweight just in recent history has not really had the best grappler. So when people drop him, they don't have the wherewithal to, snatch on a submission. Because there were so many fights where he got dropped in that if that guy just had a very good Dars or a very good guillotine, they could have or a very good, rear naked, they could have finished that fight. And RDR is someone that, if he finds a way to hurt Whitaker, he's snatching on that.
He's going for that gilly.
Yeah, he's going on it very, very quick. Yeah, and I think we could definitely end the podcast there. So thank you guys so much for jumping on with us. It's our second episode. Of course, we'd appreciate it if you listen to us. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts now. So yeah, leave your comments. If you guys have any questions for us in the next episode, we would definitely love to hear them. Just leave them down below. And yeah, looking forward to speaking to you guys next week.
All right, OG, thank you.
Go
See you
Draws
guys.
and Z signing out. Bye bye.